Far different large gathering calling for change today. Teenagers organized a rally that attracted hundreds, if not thousands of people on this blazing hot July 4th. Let's go to News 4's Tosin Fakile. She's live right now with what they hope to achieve this Independence Day. Happy 4th, Tosin.
Happy 4th, Alan. Yeah, that Black Lives Matter protest started at Bicentennial Mall, and this was the halfway point, Legislative Plaza and the Capitol. And for protesters, their message was clear. As America celebrated its freedom, they wanted that freedom and equality, not just for some, but for all.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for who? For me, for Elijah McClain, for Andres Guardado, for Breonna Taylor.
Right now, there's nothing to celebrate about this country.
4th of July looked a little different for some in Nashville. Hundreds took part in Black Lives Matter protest organized by a group of teenagers known as Teens for Equality.
This is quote-unquote Independence Day, but there are kids in ICE. Black people feel like they can't even step outside without being murdered. So what are we celebrating? How are we free?
This protest, which the teenagers say is for all minorities, isn't the first they've organized. This time, they say they came a little more prepared.
We have a lot more organizations. We have a place at the end where you can sign up for organizations and get more involved. We have more snacks, more water. We have voter registration.
This is what democracy looks like. Protesters made their way through downtown Nashville to Legislative Plaza.
Say his name! Say his name!
There, a moment of silence to remember lives lost to police brutality around the country and here in Nashville.
Say his name! Jacquees Clemens! Cops are getting fired, but fire is not the same as being convicted.
I feel like they're just here. I'm going to give you this little bit and maybe they'll stop protesting. We're not going to stop.
These teenagers are hoping their will to fight will help others do the same.
I've heard a lot of people who don't think that their voice will make an impact, especially teens. And so since they see our impact, they can make their own in their own cities.
As young people, it shows us that we can do anything. Everyone supports us in what we're doing, and if we continue to do it, change will come.
And I have to tell you, once that protest ended, before people made their way back, those protesters, Black Lives protesters, met with these protesters here by Legislative Plaza who've been here for over 2 weeks. They had a moment of celebration. But after that, some of the protesters made their way up the stairs towards the Capitol. As you can see, there's a lot of state troopers here, and there were when those protesters were here. What we now know is THP said about 55 people were arrested or detained for trespassing. And this is the current state of what's happening right here. A lot of state troopers, they were further up and now they've moved down. They blocked the barriers. And as you can see, those protesters are still out here. They've been out here for over 2 weeks. And as we know, many of them say they plan to be out here for much longer. Alan?
All right, Tosin, thank you for that update tonight.